get started, you want to take your button and you want to thread on your cords. So I'm going to thread the longest cord across like that. And then I'm going to thread the shortest cord and the contrast colour through there, and then this is going to be at the bottom. And you should end up with something that looks like this. And so for your shortest cords, you want to pull your main ones to the same length, but then your contrasting one, you want to pull one end longer than the other. So you don't want this one equal. And then you want to take your board and you want to attach a button to your board. So you want your longest cords at the top and your shortest cords and your contrast at the bottom. And you can clip that to the top of your board. And then you want to take your two regular cords, which will match these colours here, and clip these to the bottom of the board. And then you want to take your contrast colour, and you only need this to be long enough on the shortest point so that it'll go through, so it'll clip to there. So you can pull any excess through your button before you start doing your knotting. So once you've got everything in place, it should look like this. You've got your shortest cords attached to the bottom of the board and your longest cords out and your contrast colour. So what you want to do is you want to start off doing a normal square knot. So you want to take this cord over the top of your holding cords and this cord over and through. But before you tighten your knot, you want to work through with your contrast colour. So you're going to take your contrast colour underneath here, over there and underneath here. And then just pull that like that and hold that in place as you tighten your knot, and you just pull it once the knot's done. And then do the other half of your square knot by putting this cord underneath and taking this cord underneath this cord, and then working over and through. Like this. And then before, again, you tighten your knot, you want to take your contrast colour and go underneath here, over here and underneath here. And then you can tighten your square knot. And just gently ease that tight as you do it. And this is the pattern that you're going to continue all the way down, just doing regular square knots, but each time you start your square knot, before you tighten it, you want to weave in your contrasting colour. So once you've got the bracelet as long as you want it, you should end up with something that looks like this. So now you just want to make the fastening for your button. So you can take one of your contrasting colours with this cord and one with this cord, and you want to pin these to your board. But you can pin them one at a time because you're only going to work one half each time. So you're going to take this cord over the top and through, and then pull it tight, and then underneath and through and pull it tight. And you're going to do as many of these knots as you need for your button, so it will vary depending on the size of the button that you've used, so it's a good idea to measure as you go along. And you want to do this at both sides. So once you've done the same amount at both sides, you can clip both of your cords in the centre back to the bottom of the board. And then you're just going to close off your fastening with a couple of square knots. So once you've done that, you can remove your bracelet from the board, and you just want to trim off your tail ends. And then you can seal them with a lighter, but you can use glue if you prefer. So once you've done, you should end up with something that looks like this. So now you just want to try on your bracelet. And that is your completed macrame bracelet.